You got mail.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul, and floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach? One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
Hello and welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Can everyone hear me okay?
I hear you just fine.
10-4. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we are here for is the Helping Hands for Cruising Thon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great organization, a great charity. They take people who, for one reason or the other, haven't been able to get on a cruise in life and give them the joy of a lifetime. And probably got all of them hooked on cruising. Right now up on panel, we have Miss Michael Land's spoiled mama from Canada. She was up in the great country of Canada, or Canada, if you will. And we actually have a recipient of a Helping Hands for Cruising with us, Miss Roxy Ruck.
Hello.
And hang on, we got another person down here. I believe Miss Michelle Michael Ann, is on the board for the Helping Hands for Cruising. So I got her, she can give all the background. And here we go with Miss Sharon from Cruising Scene. And are you on the board for Helping Hands, or
She was.
She was. Well, she does. She's still part of it. And
Yeah, a lot going on. Gary just had surgery and stuff.
Okay, I'd like to start off here. we're going to try to keep everything upbeat here. I got a little trivia if we need it. I got some videos to play. We do need to say a prayer for a former recipient of the Helping Hands for Cruising. I actually sent him a link to come up tonight if he wanted to talk. And he said he was in the hospital. James Catney said he had a mild stroke. So for all you that are in variety, please keep him in your prayers. Send him some good vibes, good mojo, whatever you need to do. And we're not doing any kind of giveaway or nothing like that, except for one member. You don't have to donate to do this. We'll win for being in the chat today a package of PSV Odyssey Signature Series air guitar strings.
Nice.
I'm telling you. And they're all in there too. That probably went over most people's heads. But anyway, welcome in, everyone. Thank y'all for being here. Miss Michael Ann, would you like to tell us a little bit about the Helping Hands for Cruising, please, ma'am?
Well, Helping Hands for Cruising was a charity started by Sean and Alana Ornelas from Australia due to their friend Kenneth Oakes. They were going on the cruise in the States, and they said, Kenny, why don't you join us? And they gave him some information about how to get on the cruise, and he looked into it, and he came back and said, I can't afford that. And they're like, well, we got to get him on a cruise. So they formed Helping Hands for Cruising. They got the first cruise was October 2022 was the inaugural cruise. And there was 45 or 46 people representing 25 or 27 channels joined Kenny on that first cruise. And since then, there has been James and Cindy Catnese and Amber and Scott Hicks. And then this past cruise was Roxanne above me.
Yep.
But
Go ahead. Sorry.
we can't put people on cruise without help with people like you guys out there. They're making donations. 99.9% of our funding comes through donations to generous people like you. So that's why we're here, is trying to raise donations so we can put more people on cruises. We've got 2 more cruises coming up, and we have a couple of recipients already that we're trying to pay it forward to get them on the cruise.
Okay. Do you feel at liberty to tell us anything about them, or just so people can have an idea of, what are the different, because I mean, the recipients so far have come pretty much from every different background or situation there was.
Like some people, okay, is disability and financial. James and Cindy, kind of a little bit of both of those, and then Scott and Amber, they don't come from large, generous means. They had taken Kenny in when he came back from his cruise, and found that his papa was in the hospital. He couldn't live alone, so they took him in, and he lived with them for a year. And then Roxy had been a caregiver, lost her husband, and at the time, didn't have a lot of funds either. So all of them was a little bit of everything. I know the one going on the Alaska cruise, Gabrielle Verne, she's on a spectrum. There's some other things there. Ross explained it on, I think, one of his lives. I think there's a little autism spectrum, but there's some other difficulties there. She's 26 or 27, but her family is going on. Well, her and her parents are going on to Alaska. They're excited about that. And then we have one recipient so far for the R&R cruise. His name's Mike, and he's kind of been financially troubled throughout his life. Ross knows a lot about him for like 20 something years, so he felt he was deserving of a cruise too. But we're still waiting to see what the logistics are of the R&R cruise. Once they get nailed down, then they're hoping to get a second recipient on there too. We're waiting to see on that one.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. If y'all would, we'll just start at the top with Miss Roxy. I know that was your first cruise. Tell us what
Yes.
you really love about cruising, why it's important that somebody gets to experience that first cruise. If you feel comfortable with doing so, please.
Well, what I loved about the first cruise was everything. I mean, there was
I know that
nothing.
feeling.
Well, not really everything. I couldn't reach the drink machine, and they said, "Well, did you ask a staff?" Yeah, I did, but it took them a little longer. You know, 'cause sometimes you want your drink as you're going past the machine instead of having to walk way back to get it again. But no, I enjoyed going on and meeting new friends that I've met they'll be my lifelong friends now. Yeah, and you meet them and you plan on meeting. You say, okay, I'm going to see you again someday, whether it be on a cruise or you meet them in their hometown. But you're going to meet them again. You're going to see them again somewhere, somehow. So it was wonderful getting on there. And, I've seen cruise ships on TV. But when you see them in person, it's like, I didn't realize it was that big. You've seen them on the YouTube videos and you're going, when you get on the Carnival Breeze, what it had, I think 3,000 about. I don't remember.
3,000 and something capacity, and then 1,000 and something staff.
Yeah. So they're big ships, but they're don't let it overwhelm you. If you get on there and you're having a panic attack or something, go stand in the corner or sit in a chair off in the corner by yourself and just watch the people go by. It'll calm you down, You're not the only one that's probably scared the first time you get on a cruise.
There are quiet areas. I never wanted to go on a cruise. I'm like, I don't want to be with all those prissy people, and I don't want to. No, you can hide out by yourself if you really want to.
There are some people who go on a cruise and say, well, I'm going to sit in my room and read a book. Well, you can take that book and go up to one of those quiet areas or one of those corners and sit off there and read your book and watch people go by at the same time. Don't hide.
Well, that's kind of how me and Miss Meg approach cruising. People, and I'm probably doing this here, asking the generalization questions. Like, what's your favorite thing to do on a cruise? Well, depends on what mood I'm in. We may want to go take a nap, because I'm going to tell you, if you've never been on a cruise, I drive a truck for a living. Used to go cross country all the time. I've slept in every condition there is, and I have never slept better in my life than I have slept on a cruise ship. The most peaceful sleep. Day naps are a thing. I promise you. The cruise nap, you may not think you'd like a nap, but you probably will on the cruise ship. But it just depends. We're big trivia fans. We'll go play trivia. There's always something to do on a cruise. That's what people need to think. There's something for everybody to do on a cruise. You just got to get out there and go do it. So what about you, Miss Sharon, with cruising scene? What's your favorite thing of cruising? Or
sorry if you hear him snoring in the background. First off, I
thought he had a chainsaw going or something. I thought he was cutting out some firewood.
So the first group cruise that we've ever been on was the original Helping Hands for Cruising cruise. We love to cruise, okay, but getting online and meeting people online and Kenny and all that was one of the best cruises I've ever been on. Just meeting everyone and seeing what it did for Kenny on that cruise. I mean, all the firsts for him was just like awesome. And then my second Helping Hands for Cruising cruise was with Roxanne, and she was just in awe the whole time. That smile was never off of her face. And what it does for us on the inside, it makes us feel good that the recipient is having such a good time. And cruising and what what Sean and Alana are doing, and the whole board and everybody else, what they're doing for people is just, there's nothing like it. There is just nothing like it. It's just awesome. So yeah, and cruising is cruising. Like if you want to find a quiet place or be, I just love the blue water and the beach and chilling. And the casino.
If you love the water, you can steer out of the water. But if you're kind of paranoid about the water, you stay inside and you don't even know you're out on the water. So that maybe, you get a little.
And we're old folks. We like the shows. We love the shows. We have to eat dinner and go to the show every night. And the comedy shows and the trivia. When we were with Amy on her cruise, that's the most trivia we've ever done. And it's actually fun. Yeah. So it's a good organization to donate to, though. And really, 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 the funds really go to the recipients. I mean, there is no doubt about it. The recipients get the cruise, they get the room and board before the cruise, they get the meals, they get onboard credit. I mean, Michael Ann could tell you more, but the funds all go to the recipients. It's a good cause. I'm very passionate about helping Hands for Cruising. Yes.
Well, we were actually on one with Fantastic Cruising, which was with Mr. James Catnese and his wife, Miss Cindy. And it's going to sound corny, but if you've been there and you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. To see somebody get that first cruise and get in there and get settled in and then actually start to enjoy themselves and find the peace that you can only find, I've only found so far, is on the peace that comes from being on a cruise and just being away from everything. There's nothing like it. And to see that on somebody's face, this experiencing it for the first time is just amazing. You will never forget that. So, all right, Miss Michael Ann, what about you? What anything you want to share about, or what your favorite cruise is, favorite thing to do on a cruise, or stories of seeing people on their first cruise?
I like watching them coming in and then they, or coming up to the ship and they're just looking like, holy crap, that's a big thing. And then they come inside and they see all the different things and
They're like, I'm gonna get lost. No, you're not.
And this lady up here, holy smokes, she's like the Energizer Bunny. She just went like, she had a cabin way at the back of the ship. She got her exercise because she wanted to go here and she wanted to go there. She wanted to go there. And she was up dancing and having a great time.
And if you got lost, they would someone would say, "Oh, you need to be on that elevator." But that was way back where you just came from, because all the elevators did not go where you think they're going.
And I want to also mention about the meetups, though. I mean, the initial meetup was phenomenal. Paul, that's where we met you.
No comment.
No comment. That's where we met you and Meg. That was awesome. No?
I didn't know where you were going with that. So.
Oh no, it was awesome meeting you and Meg and I'm not gonna mention a bunch of names, Blaine and all that, because I'll forget somebody. But that was phenomenal.
It'd have been fine.
Huh?
You could have forgot to mention Blaine. It'd have been fine.
And Roxy's meetup was awesome too, where Jeremy came, and I mean, just the meeting the other people that come out to support Helping Hands for Cruising is awesome too.
Yeah, like Jeremy, he lives in Texas. He was about 30 minutes from where we were at. And so, he wasn't going on our cruise with us, but he said, I'll come meet the recipient,
Well, me and Miss Meg did the same thing for the inaugural Helping Hands for Cruise. I came from Arkansas, which I'd already met Kenny. I met Kenny in Branson, Missouri at a meetup. So, but she came from Atlanta.
I didn't recognize
Arkansas. Do what?
Recognize you because you didn't get online a whole lot. And he's like, Sharon. And I'm like,
Yeah, but
who
you
is
were drunk, so it's fine. I'm picking. But no,
hey, look who's talking.
exactly. But no, the meetups, you're right. The meetups beforehand are so cool because we and I wasn't talking about us. And I mean, we definitely were not the only people that just came down there to be able to meet Kenny before the cruise and see him and see the other people. There were other people that were literally just there to come see Kenny before his cruise and meet Sean and Alana. Let's not leave them out. And it's just fun times getting to hang out with people and just meet people. And a lot of them from the meetups wind up becoming family. There's some in my chat here we're in that I consider family. And, we met them through meetups. So
I think it was just amazing because we see each other here all the time, but seeing each other here and being able to, give them a hug and put up, oh, gee, they do have legs.
or y'all's buddy V got to pinch them cheeks for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that like a chemical imbalance with her or something? I love V to death, but I just don't get that want to pinch somebody's cheeks all the time. I don't know.
And then you see that people are either taller or shorter.
I was just going to say that. I was just like,
I'm like, oh my gosh,
crap.
You're short.
Blaine is that tall.
Blaine and Nick P.
Yeah.
Those two. Wow.
Or, holy, Troy is short. He's my height.
I said that about Sean too.
Well, V's husband, Steve, he's short. And, you don't look at on camera. People don't look like their looks sometimes until you see them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to play a video real quick for Helping Hands for Cruising to remind everybody what we're here for. This is Miss Danny D.
I support Helping Hands for Cruising because it's an amazing charity. We put people on who have a disability or can't afford a cruise. The first recipient was Ford Man, aka Ken Oaks, my great friend. He really deserved that because he supports so many channels and does not let his disability stop him. Also, all the boards are amazing, including Sean, Meg, Crystal, and so many others. Please support this amazing charity. Thank you.
And thank you, Miss Danny D. And I'll tell you a little something about Kenny Thoke since he was too busy to come up on panel today. His name is on his YouTube channel. It's called Ford Man, aka Kenneth Oaks. But him and Papa rolled up into Helen, Georgia, in a Chevrolet. I don't know what to
That's
think.
funny.
It is. It was a square body Chevy, like mid to late 70s through the mid 80s, the cool Chevys. So, can any of y'all get the total of what's been raised so far for Helping Hands?
Yep. $23.80, and Meg just made a big donation.
Thank you, Miss Meg. I actually donated to one of mine.
Thanks, Meg.
Oh, how we doing on time here? All right. Did y'all anybody here? Which Miss Roxy, I guess your favorite and least favorite port would all be the same, wouldn't it? As far as cruising out of.
Well, I like going to Cozumel because it was more cleaner looking city. But when we were going, I think it was Progreso, we were on the bus, and there were Mexican military on the road there, and you're going, what's going on? But they got us there safe and sound. But Cozumel was more of a cleaner city. So, but I really liked it all. But Cozumel was better. And one of the other things I liked on the cruise was if you can afford to buy your little ducks, I got mine at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. So, and I bought 3 or 4 packages. So, But I was on there and I had one that I forget what it looked like, but this lady says, "Oh, you're hiding ducks." I said, "Yeah, this and I hide one." She said, "I won't look," and she held her hand out. So I gave her a duck, and that was kind of, neat to see, even the grown-ups and the smallest little kid, yeah, to get a duck.
That's cool.
And some of the places you hide them, you would not think to look. Like they have fake, some of them were fake plants, some of them were real plants, but they were hiding them in the plants. They were hiding them under their tables. They were hiding them in their door frames. And some of them had magnets that stuck to the, if you found a metal spot, some of them were sticking them on the metal spot. So I thought it was interesting meeting new people. You might see somebody on a cruise again, you meet a friend for life on a cruise.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I got to answer something in chat here real quick. Mr. Double A, Ron, for what it's worth, Chevy did not just start making cool pickups in the square body days. No, sir. Please, that is not what I was saying. You can go back to late 40s, start of the 50s, and I like everything Ford, Chevy did, pretty much car or truck wise, from there through, well, truck wise, yeah, car wise, because you get after about 72 on cars and they started making them yachts with tires on them. That's nearly not my thing, but I'm with you. Chevy has made some great trucks through the years. So, all right. And the part about you said, getting lost here, y'all. You said Costa Maya, right? Not Costa Maya.
Cozumel.
Cozumel. I'm with you on Cozumel. Now, Costa Maya, I don't know if you've ever been there or not. A lot of people love it, but to me, it's like when you go in and there's like a square you got to walk around to get out of. And that place just seems awfully pushy to me because the people, all the vendors or whatever, they're all right there and everybody's just, trying to sell you this, that, and everything. So, not a big fan of Costa Maya. Now, you get down to, I'm drawing a blank, the one I really like with the sloths, Mahogany Bay. That's one of the coolest ports I've ever been to. It's like wide open. If you want to go over to a store and check it out, you do. There ain't nobody harassing you or nothing like that. So
Yeah, in Progresso, you had just one little building you went through at their port. Well, not little, it was a long building, and they had stuff on the walls for sale. But when we went into town, it was like you're in every little booth was like right next to each other, back to back to back to back. And you looked at, and they were going, it was $2 for $1, 2 for a peso, 2 for this, 2 for that. Or one booth was saying 4 for so and so. But if you actually really paying attention, it all ended up being the same price. And they probably all came from the same person or place.
They were really pushy and Progresso. Come here. It's like,
yeah.
Come look. It's like, no.
Now, what I liked about Cozumel, it was like a mini, I call it a mini mall, an outdoor mall, and you had like, 2 or 3 up one and down the other side,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And I liked it because it was clean. They weren't pushy. Now, we probably could have got on a bus and went into the town, but we didn't check into that because you had about 30, 40 stores right there in the port and a restaurant. So why go anywhere?
We did an excursion too, so
yeah, we did an excursion.
We didn't have a lot of time after you and I were speed shopping.
Yeah, and if you like the freebies, go into the stores in Cozumel, and some of them you go up and they'll hand you a little charm or a little. Most of them were charms.
Yeah.
So, and they're all free.
Ryan's saying the same thing about Costa Maya. It's just too crowded there.
We did like the pool in Costa Maya. We went in the pool there. It is packed, but
I like. Well, I was single on my first cruise that went to Costa Maya, so I of course enjoyed the pool watching. But second cruise I went to Costa Maya with Miss Meg, so she kind of frowns upon me pool watching. But I don't know what Eric Double A said, it was talking about duck hunting on a cruise. I don't. What are you duck hunting with on a cruise? A slingshot? They wouldn't let me bring my 12 gauge on there. What are you talking about over there?
He's talking about those ducks that Michael Ann's got.
I like this guy. 'Cause on the front of them, it says, "You are ducking awesome."
Oh, got you.
I'm gonna say I liked St. Thomas was my best. The beaches in St. Thomas is gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't know where all we went. To be honest with you,
Costello's beautiful too, but St. Thomas, holy moly, the view when you're at the beach and just beautiful, beautiful.
we went to some Saint something, I think.
St.
Well,
Martin, maybe St. Martin.
I don't have to go. If Miss Meg was here, she'd know. It was on the Helping Hands for Cruising one. All we did was walk around the port, and we found of course, a nice bar at the port and our thing. But we do an adults only thing. And that sounds bad, but it's not what you're probably thinking at Cozumel. And it's I mean it's cool. They got good food, open bar. Once your price includes open bar, and I think they got a little scuba going on there or something.
Is it on a beach? Because I think we went to that last time. It's adult side of the beach you get to stay on? No?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I know you got to go all the way through town to get to it.
Liz is saying OnlyFans?
Our worst, to be honest with you, was Progresso, and it wasn't this last trip because we don't think with you guys, I don't think we got off the ship. But one of the times we went to Progresso, you go to the beach and they are swarming you trying to sell stuff. Just swarming you. They didn't do it at Nachi, but in Progresso, man, they're just there with, I'm talking merchandise that they're selling you, jewelry or whatever, which we did buy stuff, but yeah, massively on the beach.
What about the last cruise we was on? Went to a thing that we didn't go to because Miss Meg told me that I'm not going to like the way they get to the port because like they had to park or whatever. Yeah, you park a cruise ship way out and then tender to it, Belize. And you ever been to Belize?
Oh, Belize. We ziplined in Belize.
Oh.
Yeah.
You ziplined.
I ziplined in Belize. I ziplined it. Where did we go with Helping Hands for Cruising? That was a little zip line.
Amber Cove.
I did that at Amber Cove, but in Belize, that was a big one. We had to climb and yeah, zip line.
You got Mr. Gary up there?
Yep.
Ooh.
I got a video of you ziplining, and I was Sean and Alana, Amy.
Yeah, that was Amber Cove. That was a little zip line. The one in Belize was big, real big. I mean, we had to climb so many stairs just to go up. The friends that we were with, his ankles were like swollen. Not only from the ship, because some people get that from the salt water on the ship, but and him climbing, it was hard. But yeah, that was fun in Belize. Belize is pretty.
So Miss Amy Kephart, her cruise was the last Helping Hands for Cruising cruise.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. And that was Miss Roxy. So what's coming up next?
In June 15th to 22nd, 2025 is on the NCL, the Norwegian Encore to Alaska, and it's like Skagway, Ketchikan, goes into Glacier Bay, Juneau, and that's all the Alaska ones, and then it stops in Victoria, BC, out of Seattle.
Oh wow, that sounds fun. Once again, Double A, Mr. A. Ron. Staying on board is always an option. Yes, it is. Port days, staying on the ship can be amazing. Just chill and I think one of the favorite things I like about a ship, and I think it was when we were on the Valor. They had a female fiddle player on there, and she played the entire Beatles catalog. instrumental on
Wow.
the fiddle.
Nice.
And she fancy though. She calls herself a violin player. But you know, it that's another great thing about the cruises is you don't necessarily have to go to a quote unquote show to get some entertainment. I mean, there's different bars. See, I like a cruise ship that the first one I went on was the Mardi Gras, and it didn't have this. The Mardi Gras
Wow.
was a cruise ship. Now they had the people playing music, but they didn't have that what's that area called? The
Atrium.
atrium. It didn't have an atrium. And then the
Wow.
next cruise I went on was with Miss Meg on the Valor. And I'm gonna tell you, I fell in. That's probably not cool to say all the cool stuff on the ship. I love a good atrium where you can just sit, chill, listen to a music act, have a drink, visit with people, meet new friends. I just thought it was pretty cool. So, all right, hold on. Let me get our Helping Hands for Cruising video back out there. Remind people that is why we're here, is to raise money for the Helping Hands for Cruising. They take people who, for one reason or another, haven't been able to get on a cruise yet in life, and give them pretty much the joy of a lifetime.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising. Making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising. Making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising. Making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising. Making your dream a reality.
Love that video. Please welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Steve, the better
Hi.
half, Miss V.
Took me a while to figure out how to get in.
We left the door open.
I know.
You just
I ran into the door jam like 3 times.
That's not no secret knock or nothing here. We just
That's when you need those door decorations, because all the doors start looking the same.
Yeah, I know. It's like a maze.
well, we'll let you jump in the conversation here. Tell us what's your favorite thing about cruising, favorite cruise, favorite port, favorite experience.
Oh gosh, there's so many.
We got plenty of time. We got 18 minutes to kill.
Oh dear. Well, I always like just the first part of it, just to walk on the ship. That's the most exciting part, I think. You know, just walking up that little runway thingy. That's the most exciting part, and then you get on the ship, and it just goes better from there. So, my favorite port, I think, was when we went to Nachikokum. I think everybody knows that one. That was the first time I was ever in an ocean, so that was pretty cool. And I think out of the the Breeze and the Horizon. I think I like the Horizon a little bit better. I don't know why. It just maybe it's because it was like 3 days longer, but yeah, I enjoyed the Horizon. Not that the Breeze wasn't good; it was good, but for some reason, I think I'm leaning more towards the Horizon for some reason.
I like the atrium better in the Horizon.
Yes, yeah,
More open.
yeah. I liked on the Breeze the open elevators to see. That was pretty cool. But yeah,
That's where the Valor was. I love that. Hey, Miss
Yeah.
Andy came in. No, that's fine. Like I said, my first cruise was on the Mardi Gras. There were some people I knew from the community that was on it as well, but we weren't a group because I didn't want to bother people. I wanted to go check out cruising and do it at my own speed and all that without being, you got to be here, you got to be. Well, I did go have dinner with those people a couple of times, and they're great people, cool people.
Yeah.
There'll be Jay and Miss Michelle Bowen and Miss Holly and Mr. Mike Ayers. Cool people from what I know of them. But I tell you, the first cruise I got on, I found like it. I woke up like 30 minutes past the time I was supposed to be on the ship.
Oh no.
That got to be an interest. Not before it was leaving, just before I was supposed to be there. The
Oh dear.
started out fun. And I tell you, I got on there, got in my room, and I thought walked out on the Lido deck, and I seen all these crazy fools out there. I'm like, what in the world have I done got myself in? I mean, I've been all over the country. I've been on vacation. I ain't never been on nothing like that. Then I saw a sign that saved my life on that cruise. It said Blue Iguana. Went and got me a cold beer, had me some tacos. I was like, I can get used to this kind of life right here. I guarantee you. I mean, there's something for, and like I said, my first cruise was on the Mardi Gras. I love the Valor. You know, there's people who say, "Oh, that's a little bitty ship," and they're talking about, you know, it cruises. We got on it in New Orleans. We had to cruise down the Mississippi River, and there's people, that's going to be boring. I'm like, no, that was fun. Just easy strolling down the Mississippi River. Yeah, I'd like to do that in an old style ship someday, but I know people look at the price of cruise and they're like, man, it's expensive. You want an expensive cruise? Check out the river cruises in America.
Yes. Yes.
Holy smoly.
Oh wow. Yeah. Those Viking, even the Viking cruises in Europe, I didn't think that they were going to be that expensive, and they're very port heavy, and you have to get off the ship and do a tour with them. I don't think you can stay on the ship.
Like the Viking cruises in the Great Lakes between Toronto and Chicago or something.
Yeah.
You'll never catch me in them Great Lakes. I'm sorry. I'd really be on the ocean.
You could do 2 or 3 Carnival cruises for the price they want for one cruise from.
Yeah. Well, I looked at it once. I think it was like $12,000 a person.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Hey.
excuse me, what?
Uncle Dewey's in. Uncle Dewey's Uncle Dewey's not. Is he?
Dewey and Edna.
Hey, Miss Edna.
Yeah.
I am the Ice Lord is up next. I don't know who that is.
He's from the horror genre, so this is a new one, so it should be. Okay, now.
Check it out. No casino on Viking cruises, so we're out. The price they charge for them cruises, they sound like a cheapskate, but there ought to be a free casino. Just saying.
I mean, you get all your meals free, you get all your drinks free, you get all your excursions free. So if you add all that up, it's still expensive, but a little cheaper than.
It's not free. You pay for it. It's all included.
It's all included. Yeah, it's all included. But if you want to take if you're one of those people that like to go on every excursion, and some of those excursions are anywhere from $50 to $200 or $300 on a Carnival. So if you add all that up individually, it might be worth trying one of those more expensive cruises. I don't know. And you can also get good deals.
Yeah, you got to hunt around for.
You've got to hunt around. You've got if you see one and it's leaving in 2 weeks, you got to say, do I have the 2 weeks time off to go in 2 weeks? Do I have a place to put my dog, my cat, you know? So if you're one of those that can just leave it a spur of the moment, there are some great deals out there, but you got to be spur of the moment
Yeah,
Acting dog.
That's
you
my
got to be
problem.
already packed and ready to go, essentially.
That's
I
the only thing
agree,
I can spur of the
Liz.
moment do is get up and go to work in the morning.
Mm.
I agree, Liz. Get a good casino deal, but in reality, it's really not free because we're giving our money when we're on the ship.
Mhm. And Mr. Double A, once again, thank you. If somebody can get a link to one of them, please drop it for Para DJ, a video on how fun the atrium can be. Don't tell you,
And
atrium is cool.
Danny just dropped the link for Helping Hands for Cruising donations.
Hmm.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, I did enjoy the
Right.
casino. I really enjoyed going, even if I wasn't playing. I enjoyed sitting there watching the others play, and this one lady next to me, she hit like $300, and she was like, "Wow, that's all the money I brought to play with, and I got it back." So she said, "I can play some more."
I did
That's
get a
really good.
blackjack on the Pride. I covered my expenses on the cruise that I hadn't already paid for, and it was close to $200. I won enough on blackjack to cover that. So, I mean, that ain't no big winnings, but for me it is because I
Right.
don't. About the only gambling I do is when I order takeout from the restaurant here in town. So,
And you wonder if they got your food order right. Yeah.
exactly.
That's funny.
But let's see, we got 10 minutes left to go. Can anybody get us a tally on if we've made anything or?
Let's see.
For a wonderful cause. Wonderful cause. Thank you, Paul.
Thank y'all for. I ain't no live person, but
You've
if
made
you-
$150.
Hey, probably 149 of that was Miss Meg. God bless her. She didn't want me to feel bad. But no, this is truly a great cause, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you from personal experience. I'm a guy that before I got into watching the cruise videos, I mean, you ain't never gonna catch my country tail on no cruise. Ain't happening. And I do love cruising, don't get me wrong, but I'm not one of these gung ho cruisers that are like, oh, when's my next cruise? When's my next cruise? Because I got to plug another event coming up in March. It's done by Darren Glover, which is drawing a blank here now.
Helen, Georgia.
Helen, Georgia.
His channel right offhand. Danny D, if you have Darren's channel, he's got a couple different ones. Drop it, please. He's got some videos on Helen and Blaine and Miss Mallory Rayleigh over at Rayleigh Creative Travels. They helped set it up. There it is, Magnificent Germany with Darren. He's I'm gonna warn you, please don't hold this against him. He's a Florida Gators fan. But even though I highly question his choice of collegiate teams to root for, I will give the man credit. Because whether his Gators are 0-12 or 12-0, you'll find Darian down in the swamp yelling, "Go Gators, go!" So he does love his Gators.
Darren is also working on a Helping Hands for Cruise going out of Germany on a river cruise.
Oh,
He's gonna
wow.
He's on the board, isn't he?
Yeah, he got on the board in the last month, but he's gonna have a recipient somewhere from that region over in Germany, one of those countries over there, to be a recipient. So we're looking for people from all over the world.
Wow.
We are. The cruise is in the works. They still have to go through the process like everybody else, whether they're on board or not. They still have to go through
Yeah.
the host part.
Yeah, I wish we could make Helen also, but
Helen, that's what I was saying. It's I love cruising, but I also love getting in those mountains and just something about the altitude or something. It's there. Area here in Arkansas, I really love Eureka Springs, and up just north of it in South Missouri, the town of Branson. Those areas are just, I don't know, there's something special about them to me. They're kind of like being on a cruise, but being on land at the same time. You get the same kind of chill vibe, if you will. So, what we got here? We got 8 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
It was cool flying down to Texas and looking down. Oh, that's going to be the Smoky Mountains down there. That's a big, long, wide river. Guess that's the Mississippi.
I bet they could do river cruises on the Mississippi.
Oh,
Oh,
they
they
do.
do. You can go hop down at New Orleans and get on a day cruise out of there. And they had one, I know at one time went up to let's see, I guess Natchez, Vicksburg, probably Memphis or Greenville.
Yeah, it goes
Uh,
all the way up that side of the. Yeah.
And once again, hey, there's James. Welcome in, brother. We're praying for you,
Hey.
James Catanese. Good people, him and Miss Cindy. Definitely in our prayers.
Mm.
Said he had a mild stroke.
Oh no.
See, now Uncle Duty there went on one from New Orleans to Memphis. That kind of cruise is the one where I need me a DeLorean with a flux capacitor in it. Go back to about 1870s or something like that, and get on an old school paddle boat and get that big poofy tie, vest, suit, and all that fancy stuff. So, but like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, on this donations, it doesn't have to be a lot. Everything adds up on it. Every
Yep.
$5, and if you can give, say you want to give a lot, but you can't give a lot, I do believe there's a reoccurring option you can do where you give X
You
amount a month.
You could
So-
probably do like $5 a month if you wanted.
Yes.
Okay, did anybody drop the link for the next show? Or does anybody know?
It's in the playlist, but it's kind of weird.
I think Danny's getting it. She's just said 1 sec.
Yeah, Danny's getting it.
Aha.
And she beat me to it. Don't mess around, Danny D gonna fire me. I'll leave that girl alone. Like, that's my job, Paul.
You just cut and pasted, I guess, eh?
I guess.
Now this one's new to me, so I don't know what to expect. But
That is that AA. I really enjoyed that. And here's the thing about cruises. I said my first cruise was on the Mardi Gras, the biggest, baddest ship Carnival had to offer at the time. The New Boy. Oh, everybody had to get on the Mardi Gras, and I loved it. I loved the people I met. It was cool. But I loved the Valor even more, which people told me before I got on the Valor, like, man, you're not gonna like that little ship after being on that big ship. You're gonna be, you're just gonna be just depressed. Not really, but you know what I mean. It's gonna let you down. I'm like, no, that Valor vibe is hard to beat. The decor is amazing. The going down the Mississippi River. Of course, I had Miss Meg on that one too, which does not hurt as opposed to cruising by yourself and cruising with somebody that you jam with. You just mesh well with. Worlds of difference, and worlds of difference on price too. My gosh, and that's why I understand. Like single people in cruising, yeah, that's not. I guess at some point you get deals, but it's cool to have somebody with you there. Hey, Miss Fairy Dust came in. Thank you, ma'am, for being here.
You said that was Carnival Valor?
Yes, sir, out of New Orleans. Nice little ship. It's older, but it's got a cool vibe. Very cool.
You might have to look that one up.
That like I said, and cruising down the Mississippi may not be for everybody. Probably not, but I enjoyed it because it was just leisure. That's me and Miss Meg's thing on the cruise. Is if we got internet on the Fantastic cruise because she had to have it to be in contact. Other than that, no. Internet's a waste of money. If somebody can't contact us before the cruise or after the cruise, they just out of luck, I guess, because we finna chill for a day. And we learned this, but the Valor was a 5-day cruise. And I can do a 5. But I don't think I could go less than a 5 because it's just too much hassle of getting to a port and getting, oh, it's just too much. I couldn't go less than 5 days. There are people, of course, that live by the ports that can do that 3-day cruise because they can just,
Yeah.
drive an hour or two to the port, hop on the ship, and go. But
The
Yeah.
5-day was nice, but I like the longer one. With the 8-day we went on.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one too. That
will
one was like just long enough.
seven's a great number for me. I think maybe 8 would be good, but you go to get into some of this 14, all that, I'm like, that may be a little much. That may be just a little too much time at sea. But I'm gonna tell you this about my first cruise. My favorite part was when everybody else went to bed. I'd go out and get up on that upper Lido deck, like at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. This is gonna sound corny. This is Paul's corny moment of the cruise-a-thon here, though. I have never felt more alive in my life than standing up, watching the moon and watching the lightning way off in the distance, standing on that top Lido deck. I mean, it was just, it was amazing. All right. One last time. This is the Helping Hands for Cruising. We're about to run out of time here. Helping Hands for Cruising Cruise-a-thon. Next up is I Am the Ice Lord. There's a link in there for them. Like I said, whatever you can give, please give. This is a great organization, putting smiles on faces and memories that people will never forget. And it goes to great people, like I said, so they could probably really use it in life. Miss Michael Ann, you got anything before we get out of here?
No.
Well, okay then. All right. For all y'all that came up with me, thank y'all for helping me out. Thanks for all the banner back and forth. Thank you to everybody that was in the chat here and kept everything lively.
Thank you for the donations.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you. And Uncle Dewey Ski, y'all check him out here in about another hour. I think he should be up with a live.
Play bingo.
Yep, I'll play bingo. So anyway, thank y'all so very much. We're out of here.
Take care, everybody.
Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
And it's not going to end. Well,
Sometimes it's a little slow.
no, it's my computer. And when I hit end stream, it just stops.
I think it ended.
Nope, it didn't. It still says live.
We're still live.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we're still live.
Oh, don't you leave us there. He's going to leave us standing up here. Now go up.
I guess I'm going to head out to see the new one. So I'll see y'all later on the next one.
Well, he left us.
I know. So I'm going. Bye.
Bye.
I guess if we all get out, it'll be a blank screen for anyone that's left here. Anyway.
I guess. Go check I Am the Ice Lord, and hopefully Paul can get this shut down.
Yeah.
Darn technology. We'll catch you later, folks.
Yeah, my phones are ringing, so y'all have a good one.
Yeah, it's not the Mike
Bye.
Ryder off the stream. We're out of here.